I'm Natalie Standridge, founder and franchisor of Casa de Corazon Intercultural Early Learning. Welcome to my podcast, Decades of Disruption. Here, I'll share my journey, the decades of stories and convictions that have driven my choice to not only contribute to, but also to disrupt the early childhood education industry. But these stories aren't only my own. I'll be joined by the people whose lives have been changed by what I've created and whose mere existence have been a constant source of inspiration to me too. If you're ready to challenge the status quo and build something truly unique and impactful, you're in the right place. Disruption has a purpose, and we're here to talk about it. Pam, you've worked with businesses of all sizes. What's one lesson that you've learned from a small business that you think a big corporation could never have taught you?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, more of a personal experience. I walked into the best meeting of my life after coming from Leo Burnett Advertising to a small property management company that we ended up making the largest residential property management company in the country. But wow. I walked into the best meeting of my life and I was like, how in the world have these people figured out a great meeting structure?
Yeah. Okay.
And the meeting itself was just so well structured and put together. And the collaboration in between people, like solving real things, talking about real things, and actually like moving through all the political BS very quickly. Yeah. And so it required open, honest, vulnerable conversations. This is what we talk about in EOS all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like going from corporate to the entrepreneurial world, the juxtaposition between like a bunch of like performative BS. Mm-hmm. Egocentric, performative, like we're constantly putting up the mirage and tap dancing, to then this real world hard-hitting stuff where people they're not saying it perfect, and they're messy, and they didn't, like, it's raw, it's real, and it's raw, and it's real money. Like, it's not Play-Doh Monopoly stuff. Like, This is real money, people's real money, and like these decisions, and people are taking huge risks to build companies, and
you're right.
What the decisions that we're making truly matter. So I think when you're in corporate world, you have no idea what it takes to pay the taxes, to keep the lights on, to like, make it rain all the time. And you just get lost and then you get into this whole like, well, what are they doing for me lately? When you move into the entrepreneurial world, you're like, man, if I don't do my job, none of us may have a job at some point, and you have to care about the mission in a whole nother level. So I think there's a huge contrast, and partly it's interesting as I started to think about money, like the relationship to money matters.
It does.
It's like no one goes into business to go into debt, to lose their family, to get divorces, to never make their kid's soccer game. But yet this is what the entrepreneurial journey can do all the time. Brutal. And so I think that's why EOS is like so powerful, is because we want to help entrepreneurs get set free. Now, look, if you're in the wrong market selling the wrong products, EOS can't help you. Or if you're just an asshole and you are not doing your own work, it has nothing to do with EOS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so I think just the differences of just like corporate versus that is just a lot of waste. I mean, this is maybe some waste and maybe some just egos, Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
That's believe me, there's plenty of egos. And I don't think ego's bad. This isn't about like, don't have an ego. It's just how you weaponize ego and tap dance with it is a big deal.
Yeah. I heard someone say recently there's such a thing as a healthy ego.
Yeah.
But we have to know how to manage it.
Yeah. Yeah. In some cases, I don't know, like manage it is really interesting because when I think about management, you don't do management. You just drive, I think back in the assembly line days, like people, like if, Ford Motor Company kind of deal where like if you stepped out of line and were laughing, like you were out there because you were inefficient or something. But we have to we managed expectations. I think if you think about the same concept of your ego is to say, what are my expectations? What do I want? Who do I want to be? Where am I coming from? And am I showing up like that? Then that is a better conversation with the ego than trying to manage, because I think people have a shit ton of bad thoughts. Like you're thinking bad, stupid thoughts, probably. I mean, why am I saying this to you? I'll just talk about myself. I think about stuff that is like hilariously inappropriate. Sometimes I think about like things that I'm like laughing that, come out like, oh, that thing it's not even real. So I look at it. I look at it and I laugh at it. But I can't stop it. It came to me. I didn't mean to think it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I gotta look at that.
Yeah.
But I don't have to actually go with that all the time. I don't have to choose that. I can go,
right.
That was really dumb.
The perils of being a creative.
Yeah, like just
kind of interferes with normalcy sometimes.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, so I feel like ego is just, you don't destroy it. You don't create it, you don't destroy it.
Right.
I don't think you manage it either. I just think you're constantly looking at it.
Yeah.
Seeing like where it wants to play.
What is this doing now?
Yeah, like, and then, like try to find your way with it. It's like a dance.
Yeah.
Interpretive dance.
Awesome. After this, we'll show you Pam's interpretive dance about the ego.
That's so weird. Yeah, I do. Last thing about that. I just think that people, anytime you're trying to over control, you're not allowing something to breathe. I think that's actually the trap. Mm-hmm. And so when somebody's like, God, shove my ego in a corner, it's like, girl, that's going to come right back out, hurting you even more. Equal and opposite force. Like, be heads up about that.
Yes, we're learning about all of the traps.
So many traps.
Okay, Pam, if you could take complete control of any industry for one day, what's a radical change that you would make that would leave a lasting impact?
Oh my God. I'm not sure if it would be different than the themes that we've talked about. And like, there's so many industries that I want to strangle in terms of reinvention. But I think maybe a radical change is actually where we are right now in this world is like maybe the radical change is literally completely dismantling and destroying the thing to start over again. Like, what if we actually could just go through the full death and rebirth cycle of something and say,
scary. How
do we completely overhaul this thing that is not just not working, but everything is changing so dramatically.
Yeah.
That do we have time? Do we have the resources to actually like try to pull all the threads and fix all the things with like super glue? Or is it actually more efficient to just burn it down and try again? And I wonder if we're at that point in the evolutionary cycle of all systems is to actually say, hit reset, like completely recode something.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That might be actually, back to efficiency, more efficient than trying to fix all the things. One rant I'm on right now with a lot of my businesses is that in today's rapidly changing environment, to the point where it feels like sometimes you're in a new business every 3 to 6 months, with AI and everything else that just feels disruptive. Is that how can we get way more focused on what we're trying to build versus what we're trying to fix? And if that makes it so, we like building the cake like that we want may require completely different ingredients than what you're actually working with.
Yeah.
And maybe we're so obsessed with like getting the perfect eggs and the perfect sugar that we're actually not thinking about what it might take to build today's new cake. Maybe it's a vegan cake that we need, or maybe it's there's literally completely different ingredients. So we're spending all our time fixing these like the duct tape and barbed wire pieces that are styrofoam parts that are like putting together the system, that we've lost the lens of like, what the hell do we want? And let that be the thing, the living in the gain almost, like what's the vision?
Right.
I don't know. Like back in the day, I think we had a little bit more time to kind of like mess around with some things. And now I don't know. I feel like maybe we just need to say, stop the madness. Let's just totally try again. And part of the problem is if our egos and our personal passion to have something exactly the way it was could just step aside a little bit and say, hey, maybe we could do this totally differently and still get the thing that we want. Because it requires that type of radical transformation. So one day I might say, what's the workshop that says questions everything? Yeah. Is it true? Have you heard of like Byron Katie, the work?
No, not yet.
Ooh. Okay. We got to talk about that.
Okay.
Ooh, an enlightened person, totally enlightened being. Okay. And her work is all about questioning the thing that you believe to say, like, is it true? Can you know it's absolutely true? And then she does these things called the workaround, these statements that actually twist the statement that you believe to be true with completely new language, new frames of reference, new ways of looking at the thing that you were so attached to then discover that actually maybe the opposite thing is actually even true. Like, it's an incredible exercise to check where your beliefs are and what you're really attached to and what you're thinking. And it's like, it's liberating.
Yeah, because this is the only way we can create change, right? Is to completely rewire the pathways that we've created in our own brains, or that society has created in our brains, or that some kind of rule that we didn't even make has created in our lives. We have to question it. We have to flip it around.
Totally. I hated all the rules when I came out of the womb. I literally hated all the rules. I
was can picture you as a toddler.
I drove my parents insane. I hated all the rules. I didn't understand why women couldn't play sports. I didn't understand any of it. I was like, this is all a stupid bunch of rules.
You knew. Yeah, you knew from the very beginning.
But also we kind of laughed, like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, this is the whole paradox thing. Yeah. Like, don't blow it up, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Or, like, don't over-course correct. Like, it's just fine-tuning. And it's like, I don't know. What's the answer? It's probably... You just
try again.
You have a toolbox. You just got to pull out different things at different times. This is the thing. Is like the thing with the WNBA. It's been working. It's amazing. Now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Now move on.
Yeah. Gotta try something totally different. No, this is why I love the majorly disruptive things that you pull out of thin air when we're in our EOS sessions and the whole leadership team is going down a rabbit hole and you're like, but wait, what if none of this is true?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it happens to me all the time where I'm like fully believing something and I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting that myself, is like just getting more into that and realizing how many things that I've learned that I have to, that really served me well, by the way. Like all the pain and suffering as kids and all the things that you use to protect yourself that actually made you the person you are. I feel like we spend first half of our life trying to figure out who the hell we are, and then the next half is figuring out who the hell you were.
From your new enlightened perspective.
Yeah, right. Like,
look back and go, that makes sense in a different way.
Who was I supposed to be? And like, how did I cloud all of the things to get there?
What
but I also
could I have been? What can I be? Oh, the things. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Next one.
No easy answers.
No. In your experience helping businesses scale, Pam, what's the most ridiculous mistake you've seen a leader make? Maybe one that they should have even known better.
I mean, wait, there's something coming to me before.
Yeah, I want something specific.
No, hold on. Before I answer that, there was a one, so when I do the Peloton, Robin Ortzon is one of the instructors, and she said, it's not, what did she say? It's not that
I love the little tidbit quotes.
Oh my God, she just like throws it out there.
That's what I needed for my day.
Yeah. It's not that it's hard, it's that you wanted it to be easy is the problem. The real problem is that you want it to be easy. I think this is where we get stuck in, like, there's so much complexity. You want to boil it down to a binary answer. Yeah. And it's just not. Like, it's not as easy. So you have to do the work to understand the complexity. To then actually sometimes it's a binary choice.
Right.
And often. And it doesn't mean it's perfect. It's inefficient.
Yeah.
You choose something, and it doesn't mean that you actually don't get to have the other thing that might be just perfectly awesome too. Of course. This is like the menu. It's like you actually do have to choose. I mean, sometimes I order many entrees, but like you do have to just pick the one on. You know what I mean? It's the hardest thing because you want to do it. You want it all. Yeah. I think you should have it all, but you should decide to have it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I do. The point is, it's just not easy. The hard part is that you want it to be easy. I think that's funny. I'm just bringing that out.
No, I love that because that is literally how I live. I love challenges.
Yeah.
I don't actually expect anything to be. I don't expect things to be easy that should be easy. I expect it to be hard.
Well, we have to work on that
the
too.
other end of
the
pendulum. Yeah, that's the other swing of the pendulum. I've probably gone a little bit too far on.
But you love the hard, and like eventually you do want it to be easier than it is because it's just hard. It's just hard sometimes. Anyways, okay. What was the question? Like mistakes?
It was what's the most ridiculous mistake you've seen a leader make? Something that they should have known better.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're making mistakes every single day. I don't know
course.
what a mistake is. A mistake is actually, it's all lessons, right? You just think of everything as a lesson, then it's nothing as a mistake. So I don't know if it's really mistakes that I see, except for like, oh, that person's going to learn that lesson.
This is actually where I was hoping you would go.
Yeah, this is the lesson that they're going to make. Yeah, I'm letting you off. Like, you're not, like, there's no, it's a process, not an event.
Right.
Stop looking at it as a finite thing. You've made a wrong, say you made a choice that wasn't in the end the right choice. Like, you're wrong and horrible and awful, or you learn a lesson. Like, we are expected to work to like move with perfect efficiency when it's not that.
Right.
You have to just make choices that are sometimes like, I'm going to make the best choice of the imperfect information that I have. Like, there's gut instincts out there. So, like, go there.
Yeah.
But
this is one of the most important things I've learned from you, actually, through your mentorship, because I tend to be a person who deliberates over decisions for way too long, probably 2 or 3 times as long as I should. And what I've learned from you is actually just do the thing. You say that all the time. Do the thing. And if it's not the right thing, we'll do another thing.
Yeah, preach.
Like, doing something is better than doing nothing. Don't just pause and wait and deliberate. If you take an action, even if it's not the right action or the best way that things could go, at least you've learned something, and then you, as you say, course correct.
There you go. And sometimes you have to blow it back up. I mean, it's like it's so interesting that you're saying that this is the thing I taught you, because I spot it because I got it.
Yep.
I have the same issue. So I deliberate over decisions until, like, I feared them, and sometimes it's mostly because I want all the things. But once I realize that I can have all the things by deciding, I actually set myself free. So you decide so that, think about it as a bunch of doors.
Right.
Everything is a door. You're walking through doors. You have to actually choose a door to walk through and most times. You could stand there staring at the doors. I have spent so much time staring at those doors.
Staring at doors. Yep.
And my God, it is like at some point you actually realize that you are in a fun house and all the doors are these mirrors, and you're like, you go crazy because you don't even know where you are. But you just have to walk through a door, and then guess what? You know what's amazing?
What?
There's more doors
on the other side of the door.
There's just more doors.
There will always be doors.
And so if you stop fearing the doors on the other side of the door, you actually, things can go a little bit faster, and it's like the adjacent possible, the thing that you had no idea was going to happen. It's like all the accidental discoveries of medicine, because they were trying to fix a problem, but they discovered that medicine had application somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way to actually perfectly script this. This goes all the way back to marketing, like 101, where it's like, you don't actually know if the voiceover or the personality that you're going to put out in an ad is going to be the next bottled lightning.
Nobody knows.
And everyone's like, oh, it's influencer marketing. Oh, you need to be in LinkedIn. Oh, you need to be doing this and that. Oh, I'm like, the My Pillow guy did his entire business based on infomercials. And everyone's like, that sucks. That's stupid. I'm like, that guy actually built his entire empire. Then some people are like, oh, you need to be an influencer. You need to be at LinkedIn. If you suck on camera and you have no personality, you actually won't make it. But somebody who is really good at that might. But, like, stop.
There's no silver bullet.
There is no magic bullet. Yeah. So keep creating, keep opening the door. And ideally, you're making the one-way door decisions, and the other people in your business are making the two-way door decisions. Right. So you can go back and forth. Yeah. Secret, guys. The secret is they're all two-way doors, because if you don't learn the lesson the first time, it's just gonna keep coming back. Turns out it's all two-way door. It's a paradox.
Come back stronger.
I always laugh. I'm like, oh, one-way door versus two-way door. I'm like, hint. It's all two-way door. You might actually make a decision that sinks your company, but you're going to learn that lesson in another way. And when you build your next company, I know this sounds awful. It's like, I didn't mean, that's frivolous. I'm being hyperbolic.
No, you're making a point. We're talking a little bit about how there's no such thing as mistakes. Everything is a lesson, and you move forward and you do something different.
Yep.
Oh, somebody's at the door.
Keep going.
Okay, we're talking about how there are no mistakes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go even a little bit deeper.
By the way, that comes from The 12 rules of being a human. They're like famous Sanskrit rules.
Yeah.
And there's all these rules around lessons. Like you'll learn lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a body, and you'll learn lessons, and you're gonna keep learning lessons. And there's always lessons. You'll never stop learning the lessons. And there are no mistakes. There's just lessons.
So basic. Yeah.
So I just want you to know that's where it's coming from.
Okay. Awesome. I need more book recommendations.
No, you don't. You need less information. You have all the answers.
Ooh. Okay.
You already know.
Say it again.
You already know.
Okay.
You know. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to talk about vulnerability. Can you think of a vulnerable moment in your career, and how do you push through it? And also, what lesson came from fully going there?
Well, I will talk about something that happened earlier in my career, because the one in recent times is legally I can't talk about it. I'd love to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Got it.
So I'm going to talk about this moment in my career where I was working at Leo Burnett, and I was also playing on the national rugby team, and I was in Dubai.
Wow.
And I got, it was a really bad tackle, and I got concussed.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like just got my bell rung. I'm talking, I blacked out. I didn't know where I was. I was in the Middle East. It was a mess. And I knew that my life had forever been changed. And I didn't know at the time, like, what I was supposed to do about it, because no one really knew how to treat concussions.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of at the precipice of the concussion revolution and kind of all the knowledge now. So it was right before people were starting to figure out. Yeah. So, but there was just like right when it was starting to become a thing.
Okay.
But anyways, I got back to the States, and I literally couldn't work. I couldn't think. I couldn't see. I couldn't use my brain. So
scary.
I was in the most vulnerable state to the point where I literally had to tell my boss at the time, I can't actually work. And it was the only thing I knew how to do the best. All I could do was work. I was a workaholic.
Right.
And so I couldn't work, and I had to figure out I didn't know I didn't know how to make money. I was thinking, like, what am I actually going to do to survive, to make money? I had bills to pay. I couldn't actually function. And
all of a sudden you couldn't play rugby
either.
No,
yeah, I couldn't do anything. I mean, literally.
So all the things that define your life were
everything.
just up in smoke.
Yeah, the identity was gone, and you just start to go, like, who really am I? And I had to rely on everyone but myself, really. I had to, like, ask for help.
Yeah.
I had to take the help. I had to receive the help.
Very humbling.
Yeah, and my wife Tracy was the most incredible person in the world and she helped me find a doctor she flew me out to Pittsburgh to see Dr. Mickey Collins 4 or 5 times, and he saved my life. Like,
wow.
And it took years for me to try to recover through vestibular and ocular therapy. She helped me try to figure out, I remember trying to consult on a project from the couch, because it was like a way I could make money. She was hooking me up with some of her clients. I did the best I could. But I battled with concussions for a long time, or like just with the repercussions of it. But I think the lesson was just, how do you move through crisis and reinvention, and like double down on creativity and asking for help.
Yeah.
And, trust is earned more. Apparently, trust is earned more when you're asking for help than when you're giving it.
Yes.
And that was something I was not used to. Yeah. And I don't think, I'm still working on that. But that was...
it's one of those lessons that
was the very,
back.
Very vulnerable time
in
my life. Yeah.
Extremely life-changing. No, thank you so much for sharing
Rebuild
that
my
story.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I had a stroke.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was a very serious concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, ended my careers, all of my careers, all at once.
Everything
done,
that was
gone.
Happening. Yeah. And you had to
everything.
Rebuild. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know something
Amazing
about some
story.
brain. You know something about brain.
I do. I do
brain
know
injuries.
something, and about asking for help, and about the humbling process of reorienting our lives in a different way.
Yeah, but I think the illusion is that you were doing it by yourself the whole time. I think that's the illusion.
It's kind of like the word empowerment.
It is. It's like, dude, hello, you didn't do anything alone.
Yeah, no.
You haven't done anything by yourself.
No.
There has been whether it's a person who helped you get directions on a street corner versus like your mom, you know, like let's say you grew up with a great parents or something.
Yeah.
But like, you're not alone. You're never alone. That is the illusion. Separateness is the illusion. Oneness is the actual truth. So then and I feel like now when I can start to actually tap into the connected nature of everyone, like I feel, to me, that is like how we move, how we accelerate progress is like I don't have to think. This goes back to like, what's the thing that the leader always does? I alone can fix it. I'm in charge. It's my way or the highway. My idea is best. Ego, or ever thinking that you are on a solo journey.
So it's
You're
such
just
a delusion.
not. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Like I would ask you for help, Natalie, and you think I'm your coach. We're all coaching each other. Like I coach you and I'm really coaching myself. This is always happening.
No.
It is a constant loop because you're me and I'm you.
We just reflect each other back.
That's right. We're mirrors.
Yeah. And we are our own best teacher.
Preach. This is it. This is it. Listen, let me tell you something. The teacher appears when the student is ready. Mm-hmm. The big aha, the laugh out loud moment is to realize you're the teacher. I think this is the funniest thing in the world to learn is that you are the teacher. It doesn't mean that you sit in a closet, like sit in your little hole and say you have all the answers. No, look outside yourself. But in the end, you're the teacher.
Right. It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
You're the student and the teacher. It's amazing. It's so incredible. Look, we're just all twisted in all this amazing new consciousness, new age metaphysical stuff.
So fun. It's the best.
It is really fun. And so you're not alone. Stop pretending you're alone. It's a stupid illusion. Stop it.
Pam, if you could take 24 hours and step out of your life, career, usual things that you do each day, where would you go? What would you do?
So, what's interesting is that I struggle a little bit with this one because I literally try to design my life to actually do all the things that I'm wanting to be doing.
Good for you.
Passions.
What an inspiration.
Like I want to do, I cannot say, people would laugh like all the things, Pam. I literally believe that. I want to do all the things.
All the things.
Like Lifetime's Fitness is like, you can do it all in your lifetime. And I'm like, I can do it all today.
Yeah. I know. This is your attitude to life.
And it's a problem. It's its own, conundrum. But I would say like, I certainly would love to be a professional athlete. I didn't, I got the light edition version of that based on where women's sports were.
Yep.
But then I also think like it doesn't interest me anymore. So it's an interesting thing. Like, would I go back to be, and I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
Like, even if I had a chance,
good.
like, I just actually don't want to do it. And it's a whole nother podcast. The second thing is, cause I have mature, I do think it's part of my maturity. The second thing is like, I think this shaman is an interesting word in the Western culture, but like I feel like it's such a incredible like type of profession or career. Like it would be incredible if there was this Western version of it that I could somehow step into that. Like, is that something? I love this more holistic sense of how to support people that a shaman could potentially offer.
Ooh,
I love that. The other thing is I see myself as like, this is random and I kind of do this anyways, but if I was like in the Peanuts, the Peanuts cartoon where Lucy is sitting there with like a box and like a little like hut and says like psychiatric advice or whatever for 5 cents, I would literally just sit in a booth and I would literally just like want to talk to people all day long.
I would go every day.
Thank you. And it would only cost you 5 cents.
Of course. Okay, so because I gave you 24 hours, you created about 3 or 4 lifetimes of things that you would do. I'm just
giving you options. This is the thing, and this is where I stand at the doors in the fun house and go, which door do I want to go through?
So perfect.
Yes, the answer is yes.
So perfect. Okay, so you talked about how you don't even want to be a professional athlete anymore, but 20 years ago, that was your entire life. So if you could send a disruptive, unfiltered message to your 20 years younger self, what would you say?
One of the best advice that it took me a long time to figure out really how to get my head wrapped around this was this idea of people tend to do first to have the thing to then be the thing.
Ooh.
They want to do the thing so that they have the thing so that they can be the thing, you know?
Interesting.
And if you flip it, that's actually the way more powerful, productive path is to just be the thing.
Be the thing.
Be the thing before you do the thing so that you can have the thing. It's like embodiment.
I feel like that's what I did with my career.
Yes.
You
embodied the thing that you wanted.
My person that I built this for. I was the mom that needed the thing.
Yes.
And then I did the thing of creating the program that mom needed. And now I have
you have the
program.
But you are still the embodiment of the mom who needed the thing. I think, and another great, I think the transformative kind of pieces of this is, it is one thing to know, go study, go get the academics, figure out all the left brain stuff you need.
Sure.
Then you have to understand the thing that you know. There's application in that, right? There's actually like trying it and testing it and putting it to work. But the real next step, the real step after that is to actually embody the thing you know and understand, which is the hardest part. And if there's ever a trap, it's when I realize I'm not embodying the thing. I'm not walking the talk.
Right.
And I think that's actually the whole entire point is that how do you really walk the talk? And so I was like laughing when you're like, the thing I taught you about making decisions, and I'm like laughing that I still struggle with it, but it's there's work to do.
The teacher and the student.
That's right. There's work to do.
Perpetually. Okay, last but not least, Pam, I'm going to ask you to do like you have us do at our annual planning sessions. Close your eyes. Imagine it's 12/31/2025. If this were your most revolutionary year yet, what would you have done that most people never dare to do?
Okay. Maybe this will not sound as strange because of all the other conversation that we've had, but I want to learn how to be telepathic.
Perfect.
Maybe I already am, but I want to be telepathic for real. I want to be able to talk to the animals and the plants and the people without the words. I want to learn how to bend spoons and silverware with my energy. I know it sounds... I'm serious, by the way.
No, it's perfect. No, I know you're serious. I see this in you.
And I have this feeling I want to help democratize access to enlightenment.
Ooh.
I don't want it to be... That's the point. Like, I think it is through embodiment, and we can talk about all the fun ways to get there, but I think... I don't want it to feel like there's a Buddha sitting at some sort of monastery in a faraway place that has no one can touch, see, or feel, and it almost feels impossible. I want to destroy this feeling that it's like impossible to work towards. Like, how do we get everybody into that path of enlightenment and realize it is literally not for the special, not for the elite, is for all. Like, it's free. It's actually free. Now, you can decide to pay for it.
Sure.
You can pay a shit ton of money and a shit ton of, like, hardships.
Yeah.
But it is actually free if you do some of the work. It's actually free.
Yeah.
It's accessible. So how do we make it accessible? And I'm really recently obsessed with Pharrell Williams after watching the Lego movie that he has. Okay. And like, I want to do something with him as well.
Okay. Oh, what an amazing year. Isn't
that gonna be a great year?
It's going to be epic.
I mean,
of course, because
Pharrell's going to do the music track to whatever it is that is part of this, like, because I believe he's an enlightened soul.
Absolutely. Takes one to see one.
Okay. Look at that. Thanks, Natalie.
Of course.
All right, awesome.
I know this about you.
Yeah.
So, Pam, if people are interested in learning more about EOS, thinking about it for their companies, they just need a very inspirational coach in their lives, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah. They can go to EOS Worldwide and search for me. Like, I have some sort of URL. This is ridiculous. I can't, talk about marketing. Marketing fail. I don't know what my URL is. I have no idea what my website address is. My name is Pam Kosanke, and if you Google that with EOS, you'll find me.
Yes.
I also have this email called pam@superwomen.com, which is my personal email. It's plural, women.com. Doesn't mean that men cannot contact me there. So it's not about that,
no,
by the way.
And it's not a superwoman. It is
superwomen.
Women are super.
Yeah, there you go. And also, but there's like an EOS handle too. Oh my God, pam.kosanke@eosworldwide.com. That's my email. Pam.kosanke at eosworldwide.com. And also, like life coaching, EOS coaching. It's all coaching.
Love it.
All right. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Big props to Hansel, who helped organize this incredible, amazing moment in time.
Absolutely. It's been epic. It's been so fun.
Has it been epic? That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Balls out. Shriveled balls out. It's so cold in here.
It's
The
9
balls
below.
are shriveled while they're trying to be out. This is awful. Hansel's laughing. That I have done. That's it. Mic drop.
You can hear Hansel laughing behind the camera. Pam, this conversation has been freaking epic. From challenging the myths of business leadership to sharing your personal triumphs and challenges, you've shown us what it takes to lead with heart, strategy, and courage. Here on Decades of Disruption, we believe that true greatness happens when we stop following everyone else's rules and start writing our own. You are a living testament to that philosophy, and I know our listeners are walking away not just inspired, but also with plenty of questions to ask themselves. To everyone listening, what's stopping you from being freaking epic in your own life? Until next time, take risks, be bold, and don't be afraid to break the mold.